What's up everyone, it's RawGator here. If you want to be just as cool as South Carolina and have your name shouted out in the beginning of a video, just comment a creative video idea that you want me to make. The rivalry between Tony Stewart and Kurt Busch begins in the 2007 Daytona 500 and it continued into Dover later that season.
Watch the yellow line.
Yeah, watch the left front tire. Gets it on the apron just a little bit. You see the car wiggle, and he gets loose. He's got to probably lift out of the throttle a tad. And here comes Kurt. Cannot get off of him. They make contact.
And then once Tony gets sideways, nowhere for Kurt Busch and the two to go.
What a shame.
You're doing 185 miles an hour, Darrell. The car in front of you suddenly loses several miles an hour of momentum. Was there anything Kurt Busch could do to avoid Stewart?
No, you could see he was trying to get down. He was trying to get underneath Tony to get away from him. It wasn't possible. He did everything he could do.
This was coming off turn 4.
Now, Tony had already passed Kurt a couple of times, and he passed him back, and this time he just didn't. Kurt tried to come up in front of Tony, and he said, we're not having any part of that.
Yeah, there was not a lot of give and take right there.
Not at all.
Denny Hamlin in the midst of that as well. Isn't this about the third time, at least the third time this year, that those two cars, beginning at the Daytona 500, have crashed together? As they're looking at the damage to Stewart's car, Kurt comes up to offer his opinion.
And guess what they got in the two car? Parked
For the day.
Meet me at the...
Kurt Busch was docked 100 driver points, 100 owner points, and received a fine of $100,000. Kurt potentially could have been parked for one race, however that was excluded from the final ruling. Here's just what the two drivers had to say about it 1 week later.
And Bill, this has certainly been the big topic this week here at Pocono. First of all, Kurt, your reaction to the fine, was it fair? And did you think you'd be sitting at home this weekend?
Well, you know, I regret my actions and what happened on Monday's race. And, you know, the incident was out on the track, not on pit road. And so I didn't mean to jeopardize anybody's safety. And that's something that I've talked to J.D. Gibbs and Coach Gibbs about, as well as Jason Lee, that crew guy. So, you know, the points and the money, it's what it is. We just need to work hard and gain some points back this week. And we've got the next 20 some odd races to gain those points.
Talking things over with your buddy Casey Kane, but Smoke, looking to what happened last week, did the penalty fit the crime in the Busch incident?
I don't know. I mean, Kurt's a good guy. I mean, you know, he's been catching a bunch of crap this week, and it's heat of the moment, and you know, it still doesn't mean it was a good deal by any means. It still was a bad deal, but you know, that's what makes him such a personality in this sport, and me too. I mean, I've done things worse than what he's done, so you know, it's you know, we all get through it, and we're back racing this week, and you know, I'm glad he's still here. I mean, I know there were people that wanted him to be parked for a week, but you know, I think this week caught his attention a little bit, and you know, like I said, I just, you know, maybe he got the picture that he's, you know, racing guys a little harder at wrong times of the race, and you know, maybe this week gave him some time to think about it.
Where does your relationship with Tony stand right now? Seems pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, we're okay with things. We're racers. We're both champions, and we both know what we had to do to get to this point in the sport, and we'll both move on from this. So we just need to give each other some more room out on the track, and things will be cool.
And just when it seemed like the feud was over, the two found each other again at Daytona in 2008, where the incident took place in a Bud shootout practice session.
It's practice. Kurt moves up. Yes, but Tony could lift a little bit here. You know what I'm getting at, Kenny? I mean, let's face it. There was no give and take in that.
I think he ran over something, though.
Somebody got, yeah, he's got all kinds of problems.
And the red flag is out.
He ran over somebody. I knew he did, or somebody ran over him.
Don't do anything. Don't worry about it. I know you want to. Don't worry about it. It won't do us any good.
Look at the right front on Busch's car.
And remember, our last race of NASCAR on Fox, we had this going on at Dover, Delaware between these two guys.
Well, I know that I know Kurt said he wasn't feeling well, but this isn't going to help him any.
The thing I disagree with, totally, what a mess here. The thing I disagree, Kurt Busch took it out on the 20 car. The guys that work on that 20 car had nothing to do with what went on the racetrack.
Now, nothing major did go on between Stewart and Busch until Richmond under the lights in 2013.
Tony Stewart getting up and against Kurt Busch.
A lot of emotion here, a lot of temper, a lot of emotion.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of aggression.
This is typical Richmond.
Yep.
This little deal here, it's not over just yet.
Let's see what happens here.
Took Stewart out of the groove.
Yeah, he got up underneath him, pushed him up the hill, and when he did, everybody went by.
Opinions expressed out on the racetrack carried over here in the garage. And Kurt, your conversation between yourself and Tony Stewart, what took place?
We'll get to that in a minute. I mean, for us, this was a solid run with our furniture row car. So I don't know what the 14 was upset about. I got hit from behind. I got hit every which way. So did he. Kenseth moved us up out of the way at the end. So that's why I was upset with him. But hey, you know, everybody's free for all. We got a top 10. But the biggest thing here is 10 laps ago, this car didn't have a scratch on it. Now it's destroyed.
After that, the last thing you'd expect is Kurt Busch to go on to drive the number 41 for Stewart-Haas Racing the following season, but that's exactly what happened. Stewart did capture his final career win at Sonoma in 2015, where Kurt Busch was one of the first drivers that went up to congratulate him.
Harvick finished fourth today.
Here comes Kurt Busch.
6. Here comes Kurt.
I wouldn't be surprised you see half the field or more come down and see Tony Stewart after this race.
Kurt Busch captured 6 wins over a course of 5 seasons with the team, including the 2017 Daytona 500. And that was a race that Tony Stewart was never able to win during his career. Stewart-Haas Racing let Busch go at the end of his contract in 2018. It wasn't entirely clear why this happened, but let me know what you think the reason was in the comments below. Thank you all for watching this video. If you want more videos like this one, hit the like button. If you want to make sure you don't miss an upload, subscribe to the RawGator channel. Once again, huge thank you to South Carolina for the video idea. Lastly, go follow me on Twitter at rawgatoryt. The link is always in the description, along with many other useful bits of info.